Hello everyone, it's Lady Night and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the Mystical Manga Tarot. I have finished trimming off the borders and I wanted to show you what it looks like now. So let's get the box out of the way. First I'm going to start with the majors. As you can see, I have not trimmed the borders off completely. I left a little bit of that. And the reason for that is because there are different design elements here that I simply did not want to cut off. And for me, the decision on how I wanted to cut the cards was not that simple like with other decks. So what I did, because it is a mass market deck, but it's not the cheapest deck. I mean, it costs like 26 or 28 euros, something like that. So I thought, okay, if I mess this up, sure, I can buy a new one, but I don't want to because it's a lot of money. And what I did was I used Photoshop to help me decide how I want to do this. And what I did was I looked up pictures of the cards online, and then I Photoshopped the borders off completely, and that didn't look good to me. Then I trimmed off only the sides, and I thought I would leave the top and bottom. That didn't look good to me. And then I thought, well, if I go around these design elements, if I keep them, because in the corners here you have these little stars, and if you go right to the edges of the images, you're going to cut off part of the star, and then when you use your corner punch, that is going to be gone completely, and I didn't want that. And so with Photoshop, I just went up to the edges of the design elements and cut off that extra part, and that was what I decided to go with. So I kept all of these things, as you can see, and I think the cards just look so much better. Without the border, I don't think they would have had the same effect, because then you would have also cut off the star here at the top, or the sun, whatever that is. So, and then once I was done with the majors, I went to the minors, and when I cut the ace, I also had the design elements down here and here, but the star at the top was gone. So for me, the tip of the star was where I wanted to cut. That was my line for me, my border that I wanted to have. So I didn't have that anymore. And since I did this with scissors, I didn't want to go through the hassle of just measuring, and I didn't use a cutting tool. So I thought, how am I going to do this? Everything else is simple. So then I just flipped over the cards, and the star is right there. So I cut this from the back side, still cutting right up to the tip of the star or sun, and then used everything else on the front to guide me. And then I saw, well, the next card doesn't even have these things on the side or at the bottom. It's completely gone. So then I turned it over once more, and I really used the back as a guidance. I still cut just right up to the tip of the star, and I saw that here on the back I cut off a little bit of the tip of the star. Let's see if I can bring this closer. So if you can see here, a little bit is cut off, and everything else here, I just go right up to the design element. Here, later I left a little bit more space. This is cutting in very deep. On others, I didn't go that far. And here on the top, as you can see, I didn't cut anything off. And that way I can get the same size for all the cards. And then when you come to the court cards, they look like the aces again, as in having these things here on the side and on the bottom. But once again, I used the back for measurements on the top. And then, of course, after cutting the cards, I would, see if the size is roughly the same. And then just go with that. So yeah, the cards are different. And if you want to trim the deck the way that I did, you really have to be careful and really check twice or 3 times before you make the cut, because otherwise you're just gonna have to cut off everything, and that would be a bummer. So yeah, these are the different kinds of designs that you have to keep in mind. And I think now I'm gonna do a quick flip through. First, I have a before and after picture because I took a photo of the cards when they were still with borders and some without, so that you can see the difference of how much I actually cut off. And I think that's quite a bit, and it does make a difference. And when you see the cards, I don't know if you can really see that. Can I hold them? They are not 100% even. It's like micromillimeters off. But it hasn't affected the ability to shuffle. They're still very bendy and easy to shuffle. Because sometimes when you take off the borders, that changes a bit, but since I didn't take off that much, nothing has really changed. And let's just look at the cards the way they look now. I'm just going to quickly flip through. So that was the majors. And I think the small border gives them a really nice frame. I also like that it's not white, that it's this cream color. I think that makes it even more stunning. So yeah, I think I'm going to skip the other 3 suits because you kind of get the idea. So yeah, these are my trimmed Mystical Manga Tarot cards. Let me know what you think about the cards, the way they look now, and if you're interested in trimming them as well, or if you have trimmed them. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!